minute challenge for Mr. Karim Baran. He is only 1000 rated player, but that may be useful for everyone to watch Grandmaster thought process, how I play against a low rated player. So we're gonna play Queen's Gambit decline, d4, d5. Yeah, hey Split, thanks man. So now let's see. What do you guys want me to do next? I guess I can play kind of classical chess. I can play the exchange. Let's do the Exchange Slav. That looks like a boring opening, but in reality it has some cool ideas. So knight c3. So knight c6 or knight f6 are typically the moves. Now I'm going to play e4. So if he takes, I'm going to try to really go after that knight with d5. So let's see what Mr. Karim Baran does. So knight f6 is actually a logical move. So I'm going to play e5 to challenge the knight. Knight e4 is what I expect. And then if I take, pawn takes, my d pawn is weak, right guys? So you really got to focus on those weaknesses, even though you double the pawns. So that's important. All right, guys, so let's see what's going to happen next. He did play that move. So bishop e3 is an option. He might take on d4. Maybe it's not such a big deal, but you know what? I'm just going to play knight f3 just to stop that threat. All right, and I'll get to everybody's challenges. Don't worry, guys, after this game. He takes, I take with a pawn. So this is called a pawn chain. In case you don't know what pawn chains mean, you got to check out my blog, 5 Grandmaster tips on strategy. And the pawn chain tells you what you're supposed to do. You look at the arrow, guys. The arrow points to the king. That means you got to play on the king side. And my opponent is doing a little bit of a Swiss cheese action. So these squares are getting weak. That's called Swiss cheese. So I'm going to try to exploit it immediately with this pawn rush. h4, h5. And I am live on chess.com TV. So hello, everybody. My name is Grandmaster Eugene Perelshteyn. And this is my show, Boston Blitz Brawl, where I get to play everyone and explain the thought process. Every move is explained. And that probably you might have heard on my website and my openings, Chess Openings Explained, where I explain many openings, including the Accelerated Dragon. That's my favorite opening. And my opponent offers me a draw. Well, Karim Baran, I think it's a little early for a draw. And this h-pawn is really going to try to ruin his structure here. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitch so that you can write comments in the Twitch chat room. That's the chat room that I most likely will see, because I'm focused on the game here. He castles right into the maiden net. That's usually a big no-no. So let's see if we're gonna exploit it. So I need to get rid of this defender, guys. So I can take and play bishop h6. That's one way of doing that. But I'm actually gonna play bishop g5 followed by queen d2 and then bishop h6 to try to get my queen. And that's a very important idea. All right, so I'm going to get to everybody's challenges shortly, but first let me finish this game. Queen d7. So remember what I said? It's very important to trade the defender of the black king. That's the dark square bishop that I'm talking about. So queen d2 with the idea to play bishop h6 or perhaps bishop f6 and really cement those dark squares. How does this bishop feel about that? The bishop is entombed in his own structure. That's not good, guys. You got to really pay attention. Ask the pieces what they want. My opponent is thinking. And thank you so much for the follow, the unlikely knight. He plays f6. So he's really trying to get some counterplay, but his king is awfully naked here. So what is he going to do? That's a difficult decision. How is he going to take back? The bishop takes, that's exactly what I wanted, to trade these bishops. Looks like my opponent has reconnected, so I think he's having some lag issues. All right, so now I got a couple of options. First things first, let's try to take the pawn, open up the rook. He took here. So now in chess, guys, it's very important concepts, intermezzos. So I could take with check, but the king's gonna use my pawn as a shield and hide on h8. So I actually want to open up the king, not lock him up. So I'm gonna take with the queen to maybe take with the rook and activate my rook. And we are in a very dire circumstance here for black. He is getting checkmated, almost getting checkmated rather. So I can just trade and take the pawn. But what else do I have? I don't really want to trade queens, guys. I can play rook takes h7, queen takes, knight takes. That's a pretty serious firepower right there. I kind of like it. I could take with check king g8. So I'm just going to take on h7 because I could still attack once this rook enters the game by moving the king or castling queenside. Let me just pre-move this just in case he takes the queen. And he does, which is good. All right, guys. So now let's think what he's going to do next. Maybe king e2, followed by bringing the rook over. He plays e5, so he is desperately trying to activate the bishop. Now, guess what? To checkmate him, all I need to bring the rook over. I don't care about everything else in the position. So it makes sense just to ignore everything. Just play here or castle. Let's do castle just not to get checked. And basically, this is kind of unstoppable threat. So I'm just going to ignore everything. Hopefully, I'm going to have some kind of a mate. G7 now looks awfully tempting. This check looks awfully tempting. And look at my coordination. Who said you can't checkmate without the queens? Looks like that's exactly what's going to happen in this game. So let's see. What's the easiest way to checkmate? Check here. All right, I'll just throw in this check for now. It's not going to hurt. Let's pre-move this check. So we're awfully close to checkmate here. I want to pre-move this move because king f6 is forced. Then he can take the knight, and then we can think about finding cool checkmate tricks. So again, don't forget to follow me on Twitch so you can ask questions. That's the chat window I most likely respond to. Hey, thanks, Robo Cool Dude. So now what? F4 is a move. Unfortunately, though, that would be a cool move, but he has this escape square. Then I have this check. He keeps running away. So how do I checkmate him in a way that he can't run away? Well, you know what? For simplicity's sake, it's always nice to promote your pawns. So I'm just going to go G7. He had to do this, otherwise queen is unstoppable. So now I'm just going to gobble up the rook. And position is already lost, so probably it's GG here. Again, thank you everyone for following me. Hey, Josh here, Luke. All right, yeah, you can challenge me. Just challenge me a 3-minute or 5-minute game and we can play after this. Again, guys, if you want to challenge me and talk to me, the best way to do it is on my channel, Twitch. You can follow me there and I get to talk to you and I see your chat. So the knight and the bishop are a little peculiar. We're going to use a little concept called, what is this called, guys? Skewer. The knight and the bishop are skewered. All right, so now I'm going to use a little tactic. Queen check. Notice discovered attack. Now things are not looking very good for my opponent. He is still trying to survive. So we can probably try to checkmate him with this move. Yes, Queen G7 is indeed checkmate.